Welcome to Life Esteem.
Hello and welcome to Life Esteem. I'm Nathaniel Gadsen, and my co-host is actually my very special guest, Patricia Gadsen, my wife. Pat, welcome to the show.
Well, it's an honor to be here with you this morning.
You know, we have a brand new set thanks to WHP TV 21. They did a fantastic job. This looks wonderful. I hope that the viewers, and I know that they will enjoy this new set of ours. And we thought it'd be fitting to talk to you today about Life Esteem itself, because a lot of people, you know, they see the show, they talk, you know, to us about having seen shows and, you know, this and that. They also know that you have a business, training and consulting business, and you have a lot of other things going on too. So we thought it'd be good to maybe just talk to you about what's going on. Tell us a little bit about Life Esteem and how this whole, you know, thing came into being.
Actually, a little more than 20 years ago, I had a vision for a training consulting business. My background is human resources. After I moved here from the Washington, D.C. area, I had been in human resources for about between 15, 16 years, and had done probably everything in human resources. In those days, we actually called it the personnel department. Yeah. And I had done wage and salary, benefits administration, labor union negotiations, training and development. The only thing I never really did a lot with was employment and recruitment. That's probably the only area. I had a little bit of that at a couple of jobs, but primarily with training and development and salary and wage and salary and benefit design and administration. So when I made that decision to consider what sort of a business I wanted to actually open and get involved with, I said, well, the thing I enjoyed the most was training and development. So I proceeded and looked into how to get started and started my business, which I call Life Esteem, because my main emphasis was really around self-esteem. Because I really thought how critical and important that is to every aspect of our lives, and that we've really got to get a good handle on who we are and how we make choices and decisions in our life based on our level of confidence, self-worth, just feeling good about us as across the board in every way.
I remember when I first met you, that's exactly the work that you were doing. And I was with the Department of Education at the time, and I remember you actually came in and did some workshops through my office and through Barbara Smith's office with Gene Wright and some other people. And it was really good stuff. You know, people really kind of tuned into that. And then you began to transition more into other things. Tell us about some of those other things you did.
It was interesting. You're exactly right. What happened probably in the early 90s, I really started looking at managing diversity, valuing diversity, how our relationships with others and having respect and appreciation for everyone regardless of what their diversity could look like. And so I actually got involved with the Child Welfare Training Program, then through the University of Pittsburgh University, who had a contract to provide training to new child welfare professionals, coming and being certified through the state of Pennsylvania. When they initially brought me in, one of the things also, I'm a former foster parent. And as a foster parent, they also saw the need to have foster parents go through training to also be certified and to keep themselves eligible to continue to have young people coming through their homes. And because of my training in consulting and development background, I was initially asked to do training for foster parents. And there were a number of different offerings they made available. So I really stretched myself and started doing a number of different things. And then really got into also working with not just the new child welfare professionals, but also their supervisors. And there are a number of curricula that I helped develop myself, and we're able to have those be train the trainer and have those things still being going on throughout the state in various capacities.
Now you still do that work, but now it's through, is it Pittsburgh University?
Right now, you're absolutely right, probably about 10 years, if not that long maybe, that contract then went to the University of Pittsburgh. So I do still a lot of work. It's really evolved quite a bit because of the new training curricula that is different than initially what the child welfare professionals have to actually go through. And I've been working with them, and still supervisors have to also be certified as well. So I do that training, but I work with a number of other organizations. The University of Pittsburgh, through the Child Welfare Resource Center, is one of those, but I also have a contract too that we're going to talk about with the Dauphin County Department of Drug and Alcohol Services.
That's right. Talk about that now.
With that contract, I worked with Dauphin County Drug and Alcohol Service back in the early 2000s. And during that time, I actually had the contract to manage their prevention outreach services. Some people maybe remember back in the day it was called the RADAR office, Regional Alcohol, Drug and Awareness Resource Center. And in that capacity, what we did was actually had a training institute, again, for drug and alcohol professionals, had to themselves also meet certain certification requirements to maintain their positions. And we had a lending library that was videos or DVDs, publications, resource materials through bulletins, anything that helps support and assist, specifically school districts in the county, and also any other youth service organizations or agencies, and just also any staff that could benefit from those services. That particular contract I had for about 2 years, and then had been doing just some things with them over the years. But more recently, what we've been doing over this last year is we had the opportunity to work with a program called Strengthening Families.
Yes.
And Strengthening Families is a family-based program that the whole family is able to come in through a 14-week sessions and really get some understanding how to better communicate and operate as a family unit, and looking at many different ways and manners that may happen. And that's been really successful. We're actually in the 4th year of that program being available in this Dauphin County community. And we're actually getting ready just to finish up, one of those 14-week sessions, and getting ready to start in the early fall again, another round of the Strengthening Families. We try to do 2 rounds. We'll do a round in the fall and then a round in starting in late winter.
And when you say round, it's usually about what, 15, 16 weeks?
14 weeks.
14 for Strengthening Families?
Yeah, 14.
Because you have another one you offer also, right?
Yeah, well, this year, current fiscal year, also we were able to add a new family-centered program called Celebrating Families.
Right.
Celebrating Families is really very exciting to us, because there were probably about 15, 20 of us that actually went through the training, a 2-day training, to be certified to, in fact, facilitate and make that available in our community. And we actually, through Life Esteem, have about 10 of those folks that work with us. And we had 2 rounds of that going on that were taking place from February to 1st of June. And that's a 16-week. Again, it has a little different demographic of who we're looking for. For the Strengthening Families, we would hope any and everyone would come out and be able to really participate and really appreciate and get involved, and particularly when you have your whole family together, because everyone comes, and we start off with a dinner, which is nice, having everybody eating together.
That is free.
Thank you. All of this is free. Let me make sure I make that clear. You're absolutely right. The whole program is free. The dinner, as I said, we start off with a nice prepared dinners that they have, and then we break them out. The adults go into one session, and then the children go into another sessions, depending on age level, that they would be having similar lessons that they would be going through at their developmentally, how that would look for them. And then the parents will be working on a program as well. And with the Celebrating Families, one of the unique pieces with that one is that it's a 16-week versus a 14 for Strengthening. Is that we're looking for families that possibly in some way or manner have been touched with substance abuse issues, whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever substances that might look like, and how that may impact and affect their families. They don't have to themselves be directly involved in the use, and that's okay if they were in recovery. But they may have other relatives or folks that are close that's really has put some sort of burden or discomfort or challenges that family may be facing in some way. So we bring them together, and that curriculum, even though the Strengthening has some pieces of the drug and alcohol awareness and all, this one has a lot more appreciation and understanding about what that could look like and be. And this curriculum is by the Association of Children of Alcoholics, National Association of Children of Alcoholics, actually designed and put this. And we've been excited about that Celebrating Families. You actually happen to be a facilitator for both of those.
Absolutely.
And what's your thinking and feeling been about?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I think, it's a prescribed curriculum. but you can also add your own flavor to it, so to speak, based on the stories and the journeys that come into the room. And I think that's important too, because these are very real people with very real issues. And you know, we try not to just talk at them, we try to engage them and get them to really think about their own particular lives and how they can make changes. And I think that's important. You know, it's not just something where you just come to, it's something where you come to and you grow from, hopefully. Yeah. And so I think it's an excellent program. And I hope, though, that we can get more people involved. We had a great turnout this last time, but, you know, I would like to see even more people know about it. And so how can people sign up for, you can't do it now, but for the fall, when, you know, the latter part of August, September, when it kicks off again, how can people get involved?
They can actually contact me directly, okay, pgadsen@aol.com. They can also call me on my phone, 717-608-2302.
Okay.
So either way and manner. And I encourage folks to register early, to prepare themselves and to, you know, be committed to that 14 or 16-week journey.
Now, is this also up on the website, your Life Esteem website? Do you have information there?
It will be on the website. We're in the process of under construction with the website, and there are a number of things that we've just been involved in. Because of one of the other initiatives that we also, through the Department of Drug and Alcohol Services, is that we're contracted to do what we call problem gambling, okay, outreach services and prevention. And in that way, we actually have a problem gambling prevention coordinator who's working very closely right now in a number of the schools in the Dauphin County area, and also some youth organizations.
Of course, we've had him on the show, Stephen White, right?
We had Stephen on the show, and Stephen has really developed, initially he was asked to develop a curriculum for middle school students, and that's something, it's a 6-week, 6-session, not week, it doesn't have to be 6 weeks, but it's 6 sessions that he makes available, and really getting them to really get some awareness and appreciation. And the whole piece with them is the actual gambling prevention. Of course, middle school students or anyone under the age of 21 is illegally not able to gamble.
Right.
But what we want to do and let them recognize is that looking at all the forms of gambling. So often people don't really, all they think more often in most people's minds are right now the casinos.
Yeah.
And I respect that because they are popping up all around our state, and of course other places they've always been. But and also some years ago, it was the horse racing, and people did a lot of gambling with that. But and young people, for the most part, don't participate, of course, because they can't in that form. But they do other things that they don't maybe consider or think is gambling.
Yeah.
They'll do the thing, they'll bet on almost anything, they'll bet on a sports team, all right? They'll bet on how successful someone may be. It may be acquiring a girlfriend or boyfriend. All right, I bet you I can get him or her. And they don't really think about that. Craps is a big one as well. I understand young people still are involved in that type of gambling activity. There are other ones.
Is Stephen also available to go into, let's say, churches and civic organizations?
Oh, most definitely. What he was actually, required and requested to do was just that, have a number of single events.
Okay.
And with those single events, that was that way that he could go in. It wasn't limited also just to middle school.
Okay.
The other part of that too was doing a event with seniors.
Okay.
And we've been working with the Area Agency on Aging to have something here in the next weeks that he will actually be working with some seniors and looking at, because as we all know, seniors tend to also engage in gambling at the casinos. One of the biggest way, not just seniors gambling, and people don't think about it, is bingo.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And people lose quite heavily on bingo. People don't suggest or feel that's the case, but it definitely, we've heard stories on time and time again about that, because you just recently went, so you may want to talk about that.
Oh, sure, we'll talk a little bit about that, but I also want to talk about June has a couple things coming up in relationship to what you're talking about now. One is June the 2nd.
Yes.
There's a huge giveaway. Talk about that real quick and how that
There's a community
operates.
give back day. And this is the second year that the Department of Drug and Alcohol Services has made this, and they really were excited after the results of the first year.
Okay.
But we're, we're taking it out there to the community, is if you have any old items, okay, or whether it be clothing, whether it be appliances, anything that you would like to, and it's in good condition now. We don't want to take stuff that, is not worn or torn or not operating or anything of that nature. But if it's in good condition, we'd like you between the May 21st and May 25th to drop that off at 1100 Cameron Street at the Department of Drug and Alcohol Services.
Okay.
And I want to say that make sure you drop it off at the Department of Drug and Alcohol Services, because that building is the case management building, and it doesn't go to that area. It has to specifically go over to the Department of Drug and Alcohol Services, because if you enter the building, it's the very first door on the right. Okay. And you just say that you're dropping this off. So after that, then on the actual June 2nd, the community now is invited to come in. The whole parking lot there will be filled with tables, and most of these items will be out for anyone that would like to take anything they choose to take. Okay. There are also going to be games and activities for the young people. There'll be donations and stuff for hot dogs, chips, and stuff of that nature. And we also going to have someone to kind of MC, okay, and keep the festivities going throughout the day. Okay. And the hours of that is actually going to be from 8 to 1, I believe. 8 to 1. And okay. Any more information you'd like on that, you can also contact me through the website, the email address again of pgadsden@aol.com. And the phone number again is 717-608-2302. Okay. But also, we're going to be working in cooperation also with you on That's right. On June 9th. That's right. Saturday, June the 9th. And Saturday, June the 2nd is a Saturday. I want to mention that. And it's all free, folks, and they need to know that. And then Saturday, June the 9th, we're having the Fatherhood and Family Celebration down at the State Museum. And that will take place from 10 until 4. It's a free program. And we're going to have a film festival of outstanding films produced by independent filmmakers, and most of those films are all around father and fatherhood. All of them are, in fact. And we have Asante. Let me see, Asante, I want to say Samuel, it's not Asante Samuel, he's a football player, but Brother Asante, who is the executive director out of Philadelphia with the National Center for Fatherhood, will be our main speaker. And we also have a lot of workshops. George Hartwick, Commissioner George Hartwick is going to be on hand, and so many other people, but a lot of things for children. So we're going to have Jonathan Zaki Queen, who's a children's author and a best-selling author of some outstanding motivational books, will be on hand to work with our youth that day. He's also a minister, youth minister, and I can just go on and on and on. And that again is a free program. But we're going to also have Stephen White and the Office of Drug and Alcohol Services dealing with the gambling, and they have a lot of great games. I'm telling you, they're a lot of fun to do, and it makes you think about what gambling can do. And so they're going to be there all day as well, along with Sherry Klauser and just the whole Mavis Nemo, just the whole crew to help us out and to help you out. Just to have a great day, but also to learn in the process. And they're bringing down all kinds of activities. And then we have the PAL, Police Athletic League. It just said they would be on board to bring in some youth and also some games. Folks, it's going to be a slam dunk. Both Saturday, June the 2nd, down at 1100 South Cameron Street for the Give Back Day, and then Saturday, June the 9th at the State Museum of Pennsylvania. And I want to thank them for being a tremendous partner to our Fatherhood Academy. So anyhow, that's what's going on. And if anybody has interest in being a vendor, all right, on that June 2nd, that is available to you. You can contact me. There's a donation of $10 in order to be a vendor, and we do provide a table and 2 chairs. And so I just want to throw that out. So please contact me if you have interest. And I'm glad you said that, because on June the 9th, you can be a vendor as well. You can sell things, whatever, and it's free, because we want to make sure that it's, just a wonderful day for the family. And so we want to make it as easy for you to get involved and to be, a part of this as possible. So if you'd like to be a vendor for the June 9th Fatherhood and Family Celebration, you can give us a call there at the United Way of the Capital Region, which is the primary sponsor of the program, and that is 732-0700. Again, that's 732-0700, and just ask for me, Nate Gadsen, and I'll be happy to send you a vendor form. Again, it's free to be a vendor. And so, Pat, you have so many other great things going on. You have a magazine out as well. And that magazine is called? Women Connect Magazine. I'll actually celebrated 4 years, in April. And we're really excited. We're going in a new direction. And I don't want to talk as much about that today until we finalize and really see how we're going to move forward with that. But I do want to say that this summer, through Life Esteem, we're actually going to be doing some summer enrichment programs. And the main emphasis is going to be around self-esteem. And it's a 7-session program, talking about each of those steps and how to move forth and to do some things to really enhance and really look at where you are in regard to your level of confidence, self-worth, and just feeling good and comfortable with yourself. And most of this is going to really center around, quite a lot of it, in regard to the multiple intelligences and how to find and determine the one that is really most comfortable for you, the one that gives you joy, the one that can really assist you in growing and developing yourself in some additional ways, and finding your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your passion in life? What do you really get excited about in the morning and you throughout the day, and you just know that's where you need to be and need to be doing. So that information will be up and coming as well on the website, and again, contact me at those same numbers and email address. And if you're interested, please let me know, so we can also try to build this around a convenient time and scheduling way that as many people can benefit from it. So I just want to make that out there as well. It actually is going to call the keys to unlocking your door to success.
Okay, the keys of unlocking
your door to success.
Okay.
And in that process, it's looking how those steps, the 7 steps that are moving you in that way, and that really going to allow you to meet with that success and to make those dreams and all those passions and all come alive for you.
I always thought that, I remember you creating that workshop years ago and then, building on it. And I always thought that was one of your better ones. That was something that everybody can relate to, because it makes it very personal, and it makes you stop and think about who you are and what you're trying to accomplish, your goals and your dreams, and, and also the hurdles and obstacles that you'll have to overcome in the process. And I think that's important as well. So good stuff. So that more information is coming out about that. And
I hope to actually within a week here. Okay, is to have that brochure and information available, and to be on the website for those people that may be interested in registering and being part of that journey.
One of the other things that we do together, of course, is church.
Yes.
And we have created Imani African Christian Church. We founded that. I shouldn't say we created, but we founded that. And we are having a very unique opportunity now to meet and partner with the Boys and Girls Club of Harrisburg.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yvonne Hollins, who is executive director, is just a fantastic person, and she opened up the doors for us along with others there who, Carl Singleton, who's on the board, and Mark Hawthorne, one of the directors. I mean, there's just great people down there. And Miss Peaches, I got to mention Miss Peaches, who helps us out. And I forget the gentleman's name that's always there on Sunday mornings, but we meet there on Sunday mornings at the 1227 Berry Hill Street. The Boys and Girls Club in the Imani African Christian Church. It's a very family-friendly oriented environment, and it's always free and open for you to come out and join us. And we mentioned that because a lot of times people are looking for something to do, and ours is a little bit different and unique church. We have a full service and around the Lord and that, and at the same time we talk about issues as well, and we try to bring in dynamic and unique speakers and have things there for children. So it's always open and free, and we just want to mention that's some of the things that we do. Outside of just Life Esteem, we have church. So that's every Sunday morning from 10 a.m. until 12 noon, thereabouts. And again, it's at 1227 Berry Hill Street in Harrisburg, and it's the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Harrisburg. And we want to thank them so much for being a partner to Imani. And Pat is always the worship leader and always leads us, and we have a great group of people that come and join in with us. Excited about the magazine and excited about some other things you're doing. You did a lot of work also. You actually were the primary facilitator teacher of the recovering certification.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Certified Recovery Specialist.
Certified Recovery Specialist.
Yeah, I actually had the wonderful opportunity to get involved with Pro A Alliance here in Harrisburg area.
And Pro A is what?
Pro A is the Pennsylvania. Don't let me back the organization, Pennsylvania Recovery Organization.
Yes.
Okay, and Alliance. And what they have is developed a curricula to really help the different populations in assisting and supporting those individuals in recovery. And there's a certification where they actually is 10 different sessions that they have to go through, and then take an exam and to be qualified. And last year, through BDAP, we have to really take our hats off to BDAP, the Bureau of Drug and Alcohol Programs for the state. and through Robert Burhannon, which some people in this community may know.
Oh, yeah.
That's running that program, in collaboration with the Department of Drug and Alcohol Services, looked at and thought about how the faith-based community could be supportive and could assist, and their congregation or other individuals in their communities to really continue and maintain their sobriety and their recovery, goals. And we made that training available. So we met on the second Saturday every month and had that available for each and every person. That we had a pretty large group. We had about 25, 30 people.
Oh, yeah.
That was a cross section, okay?
And it was faith-based, right?
It was faith-based. It was faith-based for faith-based recovery efforts and initiatives. But they get this certified recovery specialist designation and allows them to be able to help and support those individuals in their congregations or in the programs and services they provide, because all the folks weren't directly affiliated with a church as such, but other agencies and organizations that are faith-based and wanted to be better able and prepared to work with those individuals as well. So that's something I guess I've been doing for over a year, and been able to also do some of those training sessions with other organizations and agencies that also wanted to have that available for their staff to be able to work with those individuals that they would be working with.
So people who are interested in, let's say, it could even be a church or a civic organization, they're interested in some of the trainings that you do, and especially around the work of dealing with life esteem, self-esteem work, dealing with culture diversity, and you've been involved with a lot of initiatives too, by the way. I mean, you serve on the board of LHAC, which is?
The Latino Hispanic American Community Center.
You also work very closely with the Dauphin County's Culture Diversity Forum.
Diversity Task Force.
Diversity Task Force. And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this is another, I think, I really applaud Dauphin County in many regards when I go across the state in my training and other capacities that I work with. And they, once a month, the third Thursday of every month, bring the community together. It can be anyone in the community can come out and participate, where they have the opportunity to hear a presentation in regard to something that could be diverse in nature, whether it be about race, ethnicity, religion, disability, just anything that would be the whole gamut when we look at what the elements of diversity are. And we've had some awesome, wonderful speakers that have just enlightened and really brought more attention and understanding to those differences. And we have anywhere from 60 to 75 more people on any given Thursday, or the third Thursday of the month, that comes out to do those efforts.
And that's at 1100 South Cameron Street.
That's 1100 South Cameron Street, third Thursday of the month. And this is through Dauphin County Human Services that has made this opportunity available in our community.
About 8 o'clock in the morning?
It starts at, actually, we tend to have a little fellowship between 8 at 8:15, 8:20. There's some little light refreshments. And then we get started with the program. And people are out of there no later than 9:15. And
it's all free, folks.
Yeah.
Well, we've quickly run out of time, Pat.
Right.
This has been a great conversation. So many things that you do. And I think we scratched the surface, touched the surface of a lot of them.
Right.
But for my first guest, our first guest, for the brand new set of Life Esteem, it was really good to talk to my co-host here, my wife, Patricia Gadsen, who's doing a lot of great work. And I hope that you will continue to follow our program. We certainly appreciate WHP TV 21 and also WHBG TV 20. They air the program for us as well, and it's just been a wonderful partnership with both agencies, and we thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you next time here on Life Esteem. Goodbye.